As HR professionals, we are responsible for managing the employee's life cycle from onboarding to offboarding. But while we are so busy supporting employees, how can we support ourselves? When our careers plateau, how can we boost our marketability and stay relevant? The answer? HR Certified. Whether you are new in your HR career or an experienced vet, HR Certified is here to support your HR career goals by helping you navigate the certification process. Why certify? Passing the certification exam gives you instant credibility, respect in the workplace, as you immediately apply new skills, making you better at what you do. Upward mobility, by enhancing your earnings potential and career autonomy. We offer on-demand and fast-track certification test preparation courses. At HR Certified, we fully embrace our role in bridging the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Join over the 500 graduates before you. Take the next step in your career. Get HR Certified. To learn more, please visit www.gethrcertified.com.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to join us tonight. This is kind of like the latest night that we've had, but we wanted to make sure that we scheduled it at a time when people weren't at work and we could be able to have a very down-to-earth conversation. And so I'm Anthony Howard. I'm CEO and founder of HR Certified. And I have with me...
Hey, I'm LaShawn Davis, the CEO and founder of the HR Plug.
This was destiny meant to happen.
I mean, alignment for real.
Alignment. It has been, it's quite some time. We've been chatting with each other. We've been talking with each other. We've been masterminding with each other. And now 2024 is here and we are here.
Yes. And I see all the people saying hello. And so hello to each and every one of you. Hi, Tristan. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Vernell. Hey, Jasmine. Thank you guys so much for being here.
So we want you to do us a favor, because we've actually have over 150 people who are registered for this event. If you can repost in wherever platform that you're in right now that we're live, and you don't want to miss what we have to discuss tonight.
You don't.
What you say, LaShawn?
I said you don't.
Oh, you don't. And this is a very important conversation, one that is leading up to, this is not the only time. This is a setup for a series of events in which answers this particular question. How do we show up differently? Mm-hmm. So I wanted to provide just some context around, before we go into this. I wanted to be able to say on behalf of the team, thank you. 2023 HR Certified showed up and showed out. Mm-hmm. And, this is a different type of performance review for us, right? And HR people is not used to being recognized for nothing, right? What did Little Richard say? Oh, recognize me for nothing. But as an entrepreneur, how do you get that? How do you know that you're on the right track? And the only way to be able to do that is just like a leader, right? You got to get 360 review. You can feel like that's the case all day, but you need that validated. And not only was this independently judged, but it was you that voted for us. Mm-hmm. And that was so important. And in fact, we received so many votes that we won another award for being a top the top category, top company amongst all categories for the public vote because of your help in the system. You heard that, LaShawn? Okay.
Wow, amazing! Congratulations, Anthony.
Thank you. That is something that has been it was just very humbling and definitely one for the team because everybody showed up. And not only that, but for our HR masterclass, that video that you saw earlier, we got some good performance review scores. Okay. So NPS score is normally one that sales get, customer service gets, those type of things. But we surveyed our clients that have graduated from our HR masterclass, and every single one of them, as of November 2023, said that they would recommend us. And you can Google us. We don't pay nobody to go out there and do no reviews. Okay, these are organic reviews. They went out there. They said what they needed to say. So all of this is reaffirms that we're headed in the right direction. And just wanted to take that moment to be able to say thank you. There's a lot of now. So if you're here in the chat, if you can let us know where you're from, give us your name, location, where you from.
I see Tristan representing Chicago, Milwaukee.
Okay, look, now that's he said the market, so he must be
the market, right?
Okay, the market, okay.
Not the city. I represent the market.
The market. You be like, where are you from? Georgia. Okay, that means you're not in Atlanta, but that's okay. That's all right.
Hey, Brunel, live from Texas.
Hey. All right. So outside of that, wanted to really dive into our topic for tonight, because this look, we could do a 3, 4, 5-point series on this. Hey, Sean. Now Sean is from Milwaukee too. Now, you still in Milwaukee, Sean? What's going on, brother Sean?
Yeah, Maryland in the house. Hey, Robin.
That's right. And if you're just joining us, if you could share that you are live with us right now so that they don't miss the conversation, because we're just starting to tap in.
Yes. Right. Hey, Jasmine, Nashville.
So LaShawn, why don't you go ahead and give some background on kind of like why this question came up and how this kind of started for us to kind of have this conversation as we're kind of looking at the trends for this year.
Yes. So hey, Elizabeth from California. Hey, everybody, for being here tonight. Look, we are game changers, trailblazers, and Anthony and I are the type of people that, okay, we recognize there's an issue, there's a problem, but let's do something about it. We can't depend on other organizations to pull us through, because the HR that we knew yesterday is not the same HR as it is today. And the people who are most impacted by this have to lead that change. And that's people like me, that's people like you, that's people like Anthony, that's employees in the workplace, leaders in the workplace struggling when everything has just been in an uproar because of the labor landscape that's been happening ever since COVID. And so we're here just, number one, to drive an overdue necessary change. And the slide that Anthony has had up just shows all the areas that we have aligned as an industry that we need to focus on for 2024. And if you don't say anything about it, nothing is going to change about it. And so Anthony and I, get a lot of DMs, a lot of questions. How do I do this? Can you help me with that? And the first thing I wonder is, where is your HR? Where's your HR person? Like
HR,
as Anthony would say. So, listen, there are some things that we need to redefine if our HR presence for this new era of work is going to be sustainable and respected. And so that's why we're here. That's what we're here to talk about tonight. Just about things that we need to do, resources that are available for you to tap into, because no one's going to give it to you and no one's going to do it for you. So this is something that you're going to have to take a hold of and take charge of if you're going to be successful in HR, and if you want to stay in this industry. And very well, you might decide after this call, I don't want to do this no more. And that's okay. Yep. It's our job to help you see where we're going and where you need to be, so you can decide if that's where you want to go.
Yeah. And my personal take in this is, I think any of you that follow me, that see, I show up different. I show up with ultimate transparency. And the reason why that's important is for our next generation, right? They really need to know what this is about. And I think all of us can agree that there's so many flavors of HR, and sometimes it doesn't align in why we got into this in the first place.
Right.
And sometimes we think, is this the way it is? And I've seen so many people tap out. I've seen so many people at a point of burnout, and COVID didn't help because we were already in that. There's certain things I realized that I just accepted because I love the profession. I'm like, it is what it is. But after COVID, I said, no, it ain't. No, it's not. Something's got to give. Okay. And I made the ultimate sacrifice, I think, which was I went out on faith and became an entrepreneur so I could have those transparent conversations without the fear of retribution, without the fear of all of those things. And there are many people, I get, LaShawn, people who hit me up who never like nothing, who never comment on nothing, but they'll DM me and say, I appreciate you for showing up the way you are. And this is the reality. Go ahead.
I was going to say, let me touch on what you just said. You said about the fear, right? The fear of working in corporate America, not being able to take a stand for what you know is right because you're feeling like I'm going to lose my job, I'm going to get retaliated against, or, what have you. And that's part of the reason why we're here, because fear really is diluted once you make yourself indispensable in your craft. And a lot of us in HR lack confidence, or we lack an ability to really drive or hone in on the right thing to do, the moral thing to do, versus just what's legal or what we can do. And we want to empower leaders, HR and business leaders alike, on how do you show up authentically, honestly, and have a voice that's valued.
That's right.
And that's one of the major changes that have to happen this year, because HR is a calling, and it's a calling that you can't shake if it's something that you want to do. But how do we do this without employees believing that we're here for the business when we're not supposed to be? How do we do this without compromising who we are instead of being who we are authentically? And these are the conversations that other organizations I won't name aren't having to help us prepare and skill up to battle what we're battling right now, because we're dying as an industry. We are dying as an industry. This call is a resuscitation effort. It's the start of, as Anthony said, series of conversations we're going to be having so that we can help HR professionals who are working in corporate, who need to be there, feel empowered to do so. So that fear is one of those things that we need to drive out. And these resources will definitely help you do that.
And one of the things I will say is that I didn't realize what my true full capability was until I was able to shed myself of that fear. In 2023, I accomplished more in 1 year than I ever did at any singular employer, because I didn't have that. I was able to go full in. And I just know that if there are other people who are not able to realize their full potential through their passion for this thing, because of those constraints. And this is the reality. Employees are asking for the same thing. How in the world can we connect to this next generation? This next generation works for a multi-generational, multicultural workforce that is now redeploying themselves from live to work to live, if we don't have our own house in order, right? We can't connect to that if we're not there, right? So that's where the change, that's where the call to action is. And all of what LaShawn said, all what I said, while all the trends that we're going to talk about is happening, which is this digital transformation with generative AI and automation, and this is the era, the fourth industrial revolution. 4IC, Google it, is what's going to be the I believe the most fundamental change to our industry, because the changes that happen here won't be optional for HR.
Right.
You know how all other industries, there's something about it that's regulated that forces progression. HR is not one of those. But the way that this technology is going to come, either you're going to get caught up or you're going to be left behind. And if you have a fear of being left behind, then that's the thing that you're going to have to really embrace, so that the analogy I use is that the Uber is coming for taxi, and taxi is the HR of yesterday.
Right.
And Uber is 4IC, right? And you either get on board or you're going to get left behind. So you shouldn't be nervous, because if you're embracing that and helping add value to it, that it's going to actually create opportunity. And those aspects. I'm gonna bring up that slide real quick. While we're talking about, there's multiple what I call like the dimensions of HR change, right? There's change is happening on all levels, but central to it all is us, right? It is us individually, right? How the department is going to redeploy themselves. HR leaders are trying to determine how HR is going to show up in this new world, right? The company, as it relates to how they're going to be changing their business model and how HR is going to support it. And then we have the HR industry as a whole, as an entirety. And this is the exception that I believe is going to force progression. That whole filing cabinet you got back there with the key that you only got, that's about to go away. Okay.
Right.
Those processes that that's in the middle of being able to progress an employee life cycle from recruitment to the end. It's
got to go away. And that is essential, because you got to be willing to let go of that filing cabinet.
That's right.
Otherwise, the business is only going to see you as a file keeper. You can't expect progression and representation or respect if you're not willing to let go of the things that are holding you back and behind. So ditch the filing cabinets.
Ditch the manual processes.
Right.
Ditch the hidden lock and key, the point of those things that could be automated, those things that the AI can wind up doing. Envision that, like, how are you going to show up? And this is the part. I'm going to take the slide off of this before we go into all these changes. The part that never will go away, that HR adds value in, is the human-centric skills that we have. The one thing AI, all the stuff can't be is be. They can't be, right? They don't have that, right? So when you're talking about the things such as intuition, you're talking about the things as reasoning, you're thinking that all the things that are the soft skills that are necessary, they are going to become more valuable than ever before.
Right.
And guess what it's going to require in order for us to really lean into that to drive change? Being able to identify who we are.
That's it. It starts with you.
Core. How can you lead that if you don't even know? Right? So that's what this discussion is about. And you already know we're not going to be able to discuss all of that in the next 30-something odd minutes. But I need a 10 in the chat if you hearing what we saying out here. Okay? Put a 10 in the chat. No, put 100. Put that 100 symbol and emoticon. Put 100 in there. And I know there's a little delay, so I'm gonna see that is out there. And I'm gonna go ahead. Look, I see people out in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the trends real quick. And why don't we let me see what's going on here. Oh, I see what's happening here. Am I still sharing my screen? Yes, I am. Yeah. Look, we're not help desk. Look, we're handed. We're gonna deal with the hand that we're given. You see me up here looking, just making sure that I'm all right. Hold on.
But while you're doing that, I will say all of this is massive change for HR. And the other thing we want you all to know, everybody that you're going to engage with on this on our time together, is that you're not alone. Like, we are always in HR the ones being pulled on to be the answers, but we can build our own community where we can pull on each other and work together. And that's one of the key essential pieces that's missing, because my mindset is that HR isn't here to make the business better if we can't make ourselves better first. And a lot of resources out there are just, how can we upskill HR so that business can be better, right? We need to turn that around and say, how can I be the best version of me so that the things that are unique to me, my gifts, my talents, can be utilized in only a way that I can utilize it here, in a way that they'll respect, in a way that brings value. We have to shift it to know that we don't work for organizations, we work with organizations. And until we take that with and replace it with the for, we will not be able to progress. But know that we're a community of people that are going to, when we talk about some of the things that we're doing, you'll be able to see the master classes, the events, and all these things that are out there to lean in and tap into your HR neighbor. That's why we're here. So don't be afraid or don't believe that you're in this alone.
Look, every single one of us that you're going to see tonight, because it's not just LaShawn and I. We got some people in the backstage. They waiting to come out from back there. It's about how we show up for each other.
Right.
And when I hear the stories, especially in the recruitment process, like when people are in transition, like we don't give each other grace. And I've been in environments in which, you know, it's department versus department or team member versus team member. And then when it's time for us to be able to consider each other, to give each other a helping hand. It's just like when I think about, I'm not a part of any fraternity or sorority, but you know, that brotherhood, that sisterhood that they have, like, wouldn't that be awesome if we could show up like that for each other? For age, wouldn't that be just awesome? Like when I hear stuff like recruiters that's looking for a role and they can't find, like, whatever the job is, or somebody's posting, or, you know, and you just don't, because we are very reluctant to refer people we don't know. But guess what? We can take a net and get to know them. Right. Get to know them. Get to the point of cover before you click the link, before you send the stuff over, right? There's ways and really be able to do that. We can show up for each other. And I think all of us, all the people that are on this, we have been driven to some form of entrepreneurship, because that's the part that's missing. But we still love what we do so much that we're still here. We have redeployed ourselves to be enablement for you, right? So I just had to say that, but as you were just saying that, I'm just thinking about all of those different experiences, and I'm just like, we really gotta show up better for each other. Yeah. Right. So, all right, look, I saw all them hundreds in the chat. So I'm not going to bring this up because of the fact that I'm going to bring some people up. The number one top trend that's out there, we looked at Gartner, we looked at McLean and Company, we looked at Forbes, we just looked at all the stuff. And I think everybody will agree that the number one trend out here for companies, HR trends, is around recruiting. And that's really interesting because, you know, there are people looking for work and all this kind of stuff. It's a trend that's out there. LaShawn, what's your kind of like your pulse on that aspect with?
I mean, definitely it is a cycle with recruiting. You first you hear about all the layoffs, and then you hear about all the hiring, and then you hear about all, you know, and then just the way that people are being handled in the process. Like I've gone through 6 interviews, and just for you to tell me no, you wasted my time, or you want me to do a whole report and a presentation on a problem that's existing so you can get work out of me for free, or how about you just don't even respond after you interview me or phone screen me, and I don't know where I land or where I stand in the process. So I would agree, recruitment is definitely a problem, and it's why people have no loyalty for organizations, because they have no loyalty in treating them or seeing them as a customer to serve well in the recruitment process.
Look, now since we got let me tell you, recruiting is such a big thing. We got 2 people that's back behind the scenes as it relates to the recruitment aspects of things. Yeah. So first, I'm gonna bring up Asia Jordan. She is really an aspect of a resource for those that are looking for employment. Those are looking for that aspect of being able to take a look at their presence and be able to show up. And I'm stealing her thunder out here. Hold on one second. Let me go ahead and bring her on. Hey, Asia.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Anthony. Hi, LaShawn. Hey, everybody in the chat. I see y'all enjoying yourself with all the 100s representing across the world.
Yep. Oh, did you hear that? Recruiters is why people hate HR. And look, I can see. Ain't that something? One point, aspect of HR can have a perception of the entire function, and one company, one organization that don't handle it well can still have that same effect. I'm sorry. I just had to. I see you out there. with that. Let me go. What am I doing? Wait, I can go ahead and show it. I'm just sitting up here reading it. Look, I see you. Okay, go ahead, Asia.
No, to your point earlier, HR has the reputation of we hire and fire people, and the way people are today, they have taken the human out of human resources. It's about the bottom line. We are strategic business partners. We help come up with the vision. You know, we always say mission, vision, and values. If you don't have those three things in place, the other parts are going to crumble along the way. And that's what we are here for, to support the organization, help build the leaders and managers, to help them, coach them through leading, managing, controlling, and planning how they function within an organization. But, you know, we're dealing with massive layoffs right now. To LaShawn's point, the ghosting, the 10,000 interviews, getting free work out of me for a presentation that's ridiculous. And we want AI automation, we want technology, but we've got to be educated on how to get through these ATS systems when we're applying for jobs, and coming up with a better system once we apply for these jobs. HR, who's over recruitment and talent acquisition, y'all got to come up with a better process, because leaving people unread, wondering for months and days, that's not cool, because you wouldn't want nobody to do that to you. So how are we showing up differently? Think about how you're communicating outward to your customer, to your clients. And those of us that are looking, if you're looking for a job, drop a 10 in the chat.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Because look, it's not clearly, even though the unemployment rate is low, it's not feeling like that way for some of us.
It's not. I just saw a post that another company, I'm not going to say their name, but they're about to lay off another 18,000 people, and they just laid off about 18,000 last year. So the layoffs are still coming, but still be.
Are we talking about Google? Who we talking about?
UPS.
Oh, UPS. Okay, look, we can name drop up in here. Yeah. Okay. I mean, as long as we got a source that we can refer to, HR.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so even with that, you know, the layoffs are still coming. As HR, a community, we got to stick together. It's too many talent acquisition posts that I'm seeing people having to sell their homes because they're trying to make do. Like, it shouldn't be this hard. It doesn't have to be this hard. We've got a network, and that's really going to be a part of what sets you aside, your brand. How are you showing up for yourself and who you are? Who do you want to be known as? What are you a subject matter expert at? How are you showing up for yourself? How are you showing up to your peers in the community around you, and networking and learning how to navigate the ATS tracking systems? That's going to be key in getting into these new positions. And do your research. Do your research on these companies. If they're not performing and making money, you ain't getting paid. So look at what those financial statements look like, and start following your companies online or companies you're interested in. So if you all would like to know more about navigating the job search market strategies, my link will be in the chat, where you all can schedule a free one-on-one with me just to talk about some things. And I drop a whole lot of information for free on those calls. But we are a community of people, and we got to stick together.
It's a lot of Instagram people on here dropping 10s. So get ready.
I'm
well,
ready.
Look, let me tell y'all something, is that we have to have due diligence. We have to perform our due diligence for these next opportunities. No longer are we at the whim of, I'm blessed to be able to work at this place. Like, you should do the due diligence to make sure that culture is in support of you being able to show up in your best self.
Absolutely.
Because when you are able to drive results through authenticity and passion, oh my goodness, like you won't even have to worry about how you're gonna get promoted, because you're showing up in that way organically, right? Versus, I'm just doing it for survival and to be able to get a job.
We got to shift our mindsets to not that I really need this job, but this job really needs me. And if you can shift your mindset to why they need you and be able to articulate why they need you and show receipts of why they need you, then you have flipped the script versus you seeming desperate for them, because they need you more than you need them, believe it or not. You just need a check. But when you get a check from a company that values what you're bringing, it doesn't feel like work. You're operating in your passion, you're operating in your purpose, and that's the mindset we have to adopt. So no more, I really need this job. Now it's this job really needs me, and I can't wait to tell them why or show
Oh
them
my
how.
God. Oh goodness. I mean, just think about how much stress is relieved from you, right? Because I've heard that next gen get their perception of HR from their parents, from the people who are experiencing HR in these different, and recruiters in the different ways. So their perception of us is coming from their home, right? They're coming home like, oh, HR laid me off today, or all the other all the other aspect. So, but that's the aspects that you got to have in mind. And for those of you, and that are in a role like a recruiter or a specialist, one of the aspects around HR is that you're going to have to become more flexible, right? To be able to go with the ebbs and flows of what the organization wants. And that's also another aspect as it relates to the HR masterclass, because it allows you to retool yourself. Your HR already is that you need to know that, and you have exposure to all the other aspects, but you need to solidify that you can do more than just that thing, right? Because people are going to be looking at that like, oh, you're just a recruiter, or you're just in benefits, or you're just in this. If you're looking to be able to pivot from one area of HR raw to another, and certification allows you to be able to balance that out. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link for our HR masterclass, because we get specialists. If you're not certified up in here, right? Just like for Asia said, being able to navigate those ATS systems, you want to be able to check out all the things that allows you to stay in the pool when they do that filtering down. And we all know that one of the filters that's put on there is whether or not you certified, right? How many jobs you see out there, employers are looking for ways to filter you out, right? Don't give them that. Don't give them that, right? So, and then all the things that we just talked about, what makes HR certified different and what made us to be an award winner is that it's not just for you to pass and get those letters after your name. It's about being able to get coaching, to be able to build the resilience that you need, the fortitude and the support to be able to push through, because you're needed out here in these streets. Like Asia said, to be able to expand your network, our network becomes your network. And then the other is community, being able to connect with people who are going through. I can't even tell you how many times before we began class, we just talk about the week, to be able to talk about how many, your people at home don't know nothing about what you're going through. They're going to say, how was your meetings this week, right? Not knowing all the other aspects that's been going on. And we provide that at I think is the most is a pinnacle learning journey that an HR person can go through when you're going through the process of earning certification. So you don't need permission. You hear me? Right? You don't need, I'm sounding like who am I sounding like? Some Yana Van Zay. You hear me? Like show up.
And can I just add, and make your company pay for it? See, what we're not doing enough of is we're believing it's our responsibility to develop ourselves for the company to benefit from. But the next time your leader asks you, what support do you need from me? Oh, I need you to support my stretching and growing so that I can continue to deliver value in this role. Here's what I'm looking at. Here's how much it costs. And if you can't pay for it now, I'm asking you to budget this for next year, because I will be back and I will be expecting you to support my development that I'm proposing to you. Like, we got to take the reins and start advocating for what we need for ourselves at the company's expense. They're there to help support you with your goals and your endeavor. So don't believe that you got to pay out of pocket every single time. Yes. When there's obviously, or sometimes there's a budget that you just haven't tapped into because you haven't asked.
Absolutely. When you have those monthly performance reviews, start asking for what you need, put it out there. And also all the benefits that they have: tuition reimbursement, childcare, mental well-being, all of the things, gym memberships, carpool commute, whatever it is. Look at your intranet, at your benefits page, at those perks, laptops, whatever it is you need. Use all those things up, because you pay for it and you're working there. So utilize those things that are available to you, and it's our responsibility to take ownership of our own career, because especially people who don't look like us, they're not trying to help us get to where we're trying to go.
Yeah, we have to start off with advocacy for ourselves and find those that will advocate for us. And here is where we show up. If you need an invoice with everything on it to be able to submit in, right, we'll help you, right? So you just got to ask. Asia, thank you so much
for
that. Look, Asia ain't going nowhere. She's still gonna be behind there because we're gonna bring them all back. But reach out to Asia if you are in career transition, because she got all the things, all the certifications as it relates to career transitions. Okay, and her.
If y'all DM me, I'm gonna send you to her. All of those that ask me about job help, job search, I am vouching for her. So reach out to Asia, connect with her, and she can get you right.
And Asia, how to follow you and all the things?
Yes, all the things. I'm Aisha Jordan. You can follow me on LinkedIn, and my company is Essence of Culture Consulting. Also on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, all those channels, Aisha Jordan or Essence of Culture Consulting. Thank you all, and you all have a good night. And
you coming back to close us out? Okay, all right, okay. But y'all, I need y'all to put another 100 in the chat if y'all felt that. If y'all felt what we was talking about. Now recruiting is still number one on the list, but there's still another angle. And oh my God, I am so excited about this. This hasn't been a formal announcement yet. This will be our first time being able to announce this. And LaShawn got a peek of it tonight. And one of those things is, I've been generally quiet in the month of January, right? I haven't been real loud going on. That's because I'm telling you, already know, if you know me, then there's something always happening. You just may not, this time, it just might not be as visible. Mm-hmm. But I want to be able to bring on and announce that that now I am co-founder of a new organization focused on recruitment. And I have a co-founder as it relates to it. And he's going to come on board, introduce himself, as well as what the purpose of it connected to recruiting is. So exciting. Like, it's just, we've been waiting for this moment. Let me go ahead and bring Kai on. All right, now it's your turn, Kai. Look. Hey, Kai, what's going on?
Hey, how's everyone doing? Hey, I'm well. Thank you so much, Anthony. Thanks for bringing me on. And there's a couple of things I'm gonna address, but like Anthony was saying, so I'm CEO and co-founder of a company that we have together called Passion Roll. And let me just quickly tell you what Passion Roll is. So what we're not simply just an agency. We're think of us as the new era of what a talent marketplace is and what it should look like, especially when we speak of like the digital era, and as it relates to HR and how they have to get with the times and utilize different digital tools and whatnot to be sure that there's a seamless candidate experience, and to also ensure that they align with candidates and vice versa. But so at Passion Roll, what we do is that we actually aim to redefine accessibility for non-traditional talent in today's workplace. So let me elaborate on that some more. So we believe that every person deserves a chance to pursue their passions. That's key, their passions, and be alongside a company who actually supports those passions. And the beauty about technology is that it's capable, and with having the human element alongside that to accomplish that goal of connecting candidates who want to pursue their passions alongside companies who want to support those passions. But we definitely specialize in like discovering and nurturing, like entry-level candidates and finding like the hidden gems that are oftentimes overlooked by resumes, by traditional interviews, so on and so forth. So our platform is definitely the bridge between unique skill sets and industries that need them. So that's kind of a brief overview of what Passion Roll is and kind of what we aim to do. I have a couple questions for everyone. So let's see if you all are ready, and I'm sure that this will resonate. So, and I wrote these down. Let me. Okay, so put a 1 in the chat. I had to write this down. So put a 1 in the chat if you've ever been ghosted, and I'll wait. I'll just wait for the first like 4 responses. And this is from both sides. So if you're a candidate on here, drop a 1. If you're a hiring manager, drop a 1, because candidates also ghost hiring managers and recruiters as well. So again, if you've ever been ghosted, just go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. I can't really see on my side if those ones are coming through. Anthony, are they coming through?
Well, it is a couple minutes
delay. Okay, a little bit latency there. Okay, I see some now. Perfect.
They coming through. Okay,
they coming through. Okay, we gotta trust the process. Okay.
So with that being said, I want you guys to think of something quickly. So again, just as it relates to HR and its willingness to adapt to the digital era, excuse me. But think about how the utilization of certain tools can actually help provide I'll say close to guaranteed ways to transform that ghosting completely. And it goes back to LaShawn and Anthony's point on like transparency and stuff. So if we could implement a digital system where transparency is a must-have, that's a resolve there. Just for some thoughts. So my next question, drop a 2 in the chat if you've ever or if you're tired of like a lengthy hiring process, because I know that's definitely another issue that we come across often. There's a very, very lengthy hiring process that really has been a waste. And we know this from going through multiple interviews. It's like you have one single interview, but within that interview, there's 5 interviews, in order for you to get from point A to Z. But put it to, I see all the 2s coming through, right? So again, if we think about like how this all relates to HR and like the digital era and how we can help to improve this, you want to start thinking about like filtering systems or archetypes, or different matching algorithms generated by AI that can actually make these processes quick, and even in some instances instant. So this brainstorm, I got 2 more points, and then I'll kind of close out. But so go ahead and put a 3 in the chat if you're tired of finding out that there's something different on the other end of the job once you started.
Oh,
yeah. And then and again, drop a 3 in the chat if that job was not what you expected. And if we do have any companies or hiring managers or whatever in here, also drop a 3 if you've experienced that from a candidate who you brought on who was not what you expected.
Right.
Catfish.
Okay.
Right, catfish, right. And it happens on both sides. And
look, that sounds like a new series to me.
Right. Catfish, the workplace edition.
The HR edition, right? The workplace edition, right?
Yeah. So when I think about this, right, I'm like, okay, so we have to come up and design some innovative tools, right? Which again, HR has no choice but to adapt to, because that's going to be the shift in the 4th industrial revolution, and just the way that things are going. Like technology is going to help to improve these types of things. And again, an initial thought for me is like, okay, like how can we help resolve this? It's like, okay, imagine like we started incorporating data-driven behavioral and like cultural assessments that both the candidate and the company side have to engage in order to ensure to the best way possible that there's a good fit. And again, it goes back to like matching algorithms and stuff like that. So again, this brings me all back just to like the digital era that we're in, and how much HR actually has to lean in for the best experience. And then the 4th thing I just want to say is, okay, go ahead and put a 4, put a big 4. I need these 4s running down too. If you're tired of falling through the cracks or being overlooked. And I'll expand on that in just a few. Drop a 4 if you're tired of falling through the cracks and being overlooked, right? So here's both sides, they said. So here's my thought about this, right? So even with our company Pastoral, right? So we want our candidates to work alongside a company who is as equally as passionate about them as they are about the company. And we aim to get
look, 4.
Yeah,
okay.
And we actually aim to connect you with companies who aren't just focused solely on like again, the resumes or degrees or Mr. or Mrs. Perfect, but it's more focused on soft skills, interests, passions, culture, strengths, like the things that really, really count, in my honest opinion. And again, when we think about like technology enabled matching based off of set criteria or, you know, so on and so forth, there should be minimal surprises when a candidate enters into a company or a company hires that candidate. So that just brings me all back to the point of like the beauty of and the importance of HR adapting to a digital age, man. And it's just so important for things such as these. So that's pretty much what Passion Role is all about. And there's did you have anything to add, Anthony?
Yeah, I want to double click. Oh my God, you heard that word? Oh God, double click. I want to double click on some stuff that you said.
Yep. Okay, perfect. So so the beauty of this all is that we are in the early development stages to ensure that we offer the best possible platform. And I'll put this out there. This will not be your everyday platform. This is not like a normal agency. This will be along the lines and competing with some of your big names. So we aim to compete with the Indeeds, the ZipRecruiters, LinkedIn. Yeah, it's that real. So what I do want you all to do is go ahead and just sign up for our waiting list. And we'll go ahead and just drop the link here. We'd love to hear from you. Again, whether you're a candidate, a recruiter, hiring manager, or a company, like your opinion matters. And the thing is that it's a two-way street. So you can't have a great candidate experience without a great company utilizing great tools and whatnot.
Great managers.
And vice versa.
And managers.
And facts. Yes. So
yeah,
all that. So
all the things. Thank you, Malachi, and also just so exciting to be able to be a part of it. It was something that I've always wanted to do, and in partnership with Kai, it kind of evolved to a different thing that really matches 4IC, right? For Fourth Industrial Revolution.
Yep.
We got a lot more people on here than we did when we first did a number count. If you're just joining us for that, if you could put your name in the chat and where you're hailing from, that'd be great. We'll go ahead and highlight. But yeah, definitely click the link because we're in that, be a part of what we expect to be, definitely a game changer for those that are looking to enter the space. And guess what? Gen Z demands it. Right?
Absolutely.
Gen Z demands it. There's no, when they don't know that something's going on, they gonna get on your speaker at that store and say, "Saranara," and then you have just created a next TikTok influencer, just in that moment, right? But if you're transparent about what it is exactly about, then that gives that you got to meet them where they are, and it requires.
I love everything about Passion Role. I'm excited about it. As I was joking earlier, it's like the matchmaking of HR. Like, don't waste my time with these companies. Let them know who I am and what I'm getting and what they're going to get with me, and let me know who this company is and what I'm not going to get with them. And let's cut out all the fluff. And that's what I love about it. And it expands it to being all inclusive. Like even in the things that I might be embarrassed to say, or maybe I'm nervous or shy, like we get through all of that and we're just raw and uncut. This is what you get. And this is what you want because their passions align with yours. So it's almost like eHarmony a little bit. Like we do these assessments and stuff to make the right matches between people and companies. And that's what's going to set you guys apart. So I'm excited to hear about it, Kai and Anthony, what you guys are working on and Passion Role. So make sure you guys go and at least sign up to know more. Sign up to know, more. Don't waste your time. And you've heard us talk about the extended jobs, the ghosting, the 6 interviews, the present a project and how you would fix something. Like surpass all of that, especially if you're just coming into the workforce, and learn about how this opportunity, Passion Role, can expedite your landing the job that's aligned with your passion.
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. Kai, thanks for I'm telling you that he's an awesome co-founder. And this is one why my goal is to empower the others. So I'll be kind of like on the sidebar, kind of like in the background. But it's exciting things. So thanks, Kai, and I'll bring you back on to close us out.
Okay.
All right. We have one more guest, and she's been waiting very patiently in the background, and we found that this is very important for us to kind of set up the stage about all the events that we have going on for the first quarter, because you already know HR Certified be busy out here, and we represent and support those that are aligned to our vision. And so as we're talking about Black History Month is coming up, and also we have women. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me go ahead and bring, because I don't want to misrepresent that. Let me go ahead and bring you on, Siobhan. Siobhan, look, I'm about to mess some stuff up. Okay. Oh, look. So, Siobhan, and it's just important that we support each other, right? And one of those aspects is, for me personally, women, Black women have had a significant role in my life. And so wherever I can show up for them, I'm going to show up unapologetically. You hear me? From my grandmother to my sister to all the women who have played that. And that doesn't say that other women haven't influenced me, but I am talking about who have consistently supported me all throughout, even in my classes, all the things. So when I support women organizations or women-owned founders, I think I'm living in the spirit of my grandmother, right? I feel like I'm supporting her and what she would do. I'm supporting my sister. I'm supporting my mother, and all the things, and especially with all the things that's been happening recently, in particular with Black women. It's been kind of painful to navigate through. You heard about the professor at historically Black colleges that took her life based off of all of the things, her voice going unheard. You heard about the individual. We had our first Black woman of Harvard who wound up backtracking, because if she didn't, she probably, I'm not throwing that out there, but I'm glad that she hit the door, right? It's all of the things. So wherever there is a way for us to show up for women in general, we should be able to highlight that. And it shouldn't be a month or anything to be able to do it. It should be all the time. But there's a particular event that I definitely want to be able to highlight. And Siobhan, you do a great job at representing those things. And so I want to bring you on and go ahead and do it. I want to represent it right. Look, because there's a lot of women, focus area, and I'm like, is it International History Month? Is it women? I'm gonna just shut up, right? This is when my grandma said, just listen, just listen.
Well, thank you so much, Anthony. It's been such an honor to be here and to be a part of this event. Oh my goodness. HR Unplugged, I'm super excited and jazzed about. And
no, we haven't even mentioned that yet. Okay, we're gonna wrap up with that.
Okay. And then the whole passion role. Oh my gosh, that sounds so exciting. Of course, I have been through and experienced all of the things that we've discussed and talked about. Position eliminated, gone through the ringer for interviews, and it's a lot. So I'm so glad that we are, revolutionizing the industry, trying to, really shake things up a bit. But I am super thrilled, jazzed, and excited about the upcoming International Women's Day event that I'm going to be hosting.
Thank you. Okay, right. It was a combination of both. Okay.
Yes. So March is actually Women's History Month as well. But on March 8th, it's going to be International Women's Day, and we're going to be celebrating women, real talk, with none other than yours truly. And oh my gosh, it's going to be at the Le Méridien Atlanta Perimeter. And we
upgrade from last year. Okay.
Yes. So we had a dinner with Flair last year. This year we're going to have a day party with pizzazz. And oh my gosh, we have a wonderful lineup of speakers. We have some entertainment that is going to be so much fun. My girl, Ashley Janae is actually going to be singing for us again. She sang Rise Up last time. Yes. Mm-hmm. And so, yes.
I was there, y'all. That's the reason why I'm doing all this. I was there last year. So I'm feeling what she's putting down. That's, I'm showing up.
Yes, indeed.
You don't got to be a woman to show up. You can be an ally.
You don't. That's very important. I'm glad you brought that up because we appreciate our allies and we realize that we need you and we celebrate you just as well. And we're so grateful for all the allies that have shown up for us and that continue to show up for us. And we would love to see you in the place so you can just really, be appreciated and enjoyed in that moment as well. We're going to have a really fun time, y'all. So I really encourage you to just go ahead and sign up. We're going to drop the link in there for you. We have an early bird discount that's going on right now. And it looks like our promo code is not fully functional on its own. So if you just add the number 2 in there after the code that's already there, then it should make the price adjustment for you. So we're super
So what's the promo code? Can you say it?
So, it's one for each one of the different
Tiers.
of the different.
Okay.
Yes. So we have the virtual. All of them are international. IWD 24, and then it's either the VIP or the EBV, which is for the virtual, and then the EB for just the regular early bird general ticket, and then you just add a 2 on the end, and it should go through just fine. So
I'm so excited about this.
Look, Sean, you gonna come with me?
I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Look, I volunteer people.
You look, I am going to be there. I'm going to be there for sure.
Support, and it's ways for us to show up, right?
And I will buy a ticket for someone who wants to come and maybe can't financially do it. So if that is you send me a message. And if you're in Atlanta and can make it on March the 8th, I got you.
All right.
Look, you see how that is? You see how HR people show up for us?
That's it.
Siobhan, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for having me.
We're going to drop the link and all that kind of stuff. Okay, look, now, thank you again, Siobhan. And I'll bring you on just one more time when we close out. All right. And look, Siobhan, LaShawn has been so patient. Okay. Like, look, when I tell you, so the big event, look, that's going on, y'all, is HR Unplugged. Look, I'm going to stop right now. LaShawn, go. In fact, I'm about to I'm about to do like this.
Look, listen, I am also hosting an event in Atlanta, and most of the people that you met tonight, Aisha, Anthony, Siobhan, will all be at this event, the Unplugged Conference. It is at the Kimpton in Atlanta, and I want to see you there. We have tickets available if you're a student discount. We have regular admission, and then we have VIP. We have a lineup of amazing speakers. Caroline Wanga is one of our keynotes. If you don't know who she is the CEO of Essence Ventures, and she is a powerhouse, and she doesn't hold back, and she's a lot of my inspiration. And I'm excited that she agreed to come to this event and meet each and every one of you all who come. So there's also a virtual component. Nakia Nunn, the Savage Spiritualist, is another keynote speaker, but ultimately, what we're talking about is you as a business leader, you as an HR professional, and how to show up as you authentically so that we can drive all the change that we've been talking about tonight. So the website is going to be dropped in below is www.unpluggedconference.com. And I think this is the last night that the tickets are on sale, celebrating my birthday month, which was January. I think we also have some other coupon codes out there, but I want to see you in the place. Like Siobhan said, we need allies. You don't have to be in HR. You don't have to have your own business. But if you just want to come out and just learn how to show up powerfully at work, this is a conference for you. And you're going to meet a lot of amazing people, minimally network, and meet a lot of amazing people and learn a lot of new things. So I want to see you there in Atlanta. It's April the 3rd through the 5th. The 3rd is a networking event. It's an executive presence networking event to show up as you are. Tattoo, colorful hair, whatever it is, because you're still executive and you're still a presence that's professional. And we're going to be celebrating you that evening. And then the 4th and the 5th, those are the event dates. So it's live in person. There will also be a virtual component. And again, you'll get to meet everybody that you met here tonight already. So we want to see you there. So if you're interested in learning more, drop unplug in the comments and make sure that you connect with me on LinkedIn, on Instagram, wherever it is.
Put it
Drop
in the chat.
Unplug in the comments. And we are right by the airport. So if you're flying in, I want to see you there. So don't miss it. The link is there. And I really would appreciate all of you just sharing it with other people. Even if you can't come, share it. sponsor a ticket, be a sponsor, volunteer, do something. Let's make this event memorable and magical. So thank you so much, Anthony, for allowing me to put that plug in there.
Look, I saw people clapping in the background when you were saying stuff out there. We want to see you at the conference, y'all.
All right, Tristan, I'm gonna see you there.
You're gonna see us in different ways all up and throughout that conference here in Atlanta, Georgia. Siobhan, Asia, you might, I don't know, Kai and LaShawn got to get together. You might see them up out there. But guys, and I don't know if y'all know about last year when she was here in Atlanta. Look, I'm telling you, she did that. She's so humble. She is so humble. Like,
I saw the videos; they were amazing.
They are amazing. She's really, look. I want y'all to be able to put 100 in the chat if y'all was feeling what we was putting down tonight. Yes. I feel like there wasn't enough room for everything that we wanted to talk about, but the mission was accomplished, which was that we were setting the stage for the numerous conversations that to be had in various ways, shapes, or forms to be able to support you in showing up in this new era that we are in. And I challenge you that as we're going through this is going to be our theme for 2024 is rocking the brand. I challenge you to rock the brand of HR out in the streets. We're asking you to change the perception of what does HR do? Hire, fire, interview? And then if it's really bad, what they gonna ask you? Oh, you talking about H&R Block? We gotta show up different, right? And not when it's time to turn, not when it's time to do like rocket. When I tell you, I'm gonna share this with y'all. I know I'm going over time. It's like a preacher at church. It's time to go, right? But I gotta say this. I did a workshop to a group of high schoolers, juniors and seniors on professional branding. Now we know we like to teach. We know we like to do career readiness. And I did it based off my brand, that HR guy. And what made me think differently about it was after it was over, I had 2 high schoolers come to me and say, hey, can I be you got any intern positions open? Mm-hmm. Do you realize how that warmed my heart to know that I don't even know what's that. What's that? Is that Gen Z? Is that
after Gen Z?
Yes. Or Alpha? That's not Alpha. Okay, Gen Z. That Gen Z came up to me and asked to work in HR as a high schooler. And it dawned on me. I was like, we don't show up. Mm-hmm. We go and volunteer for stuff, but we don't say nothing about HR. Nothing. Mm-hmm. We don't, and we even we'll sit up here, rock fashion, rock whatever it is that we do, but we don't rock and guess what? We are the ones passionate about what we do. We love this thing. I know sometimes they be like, HR, okay, Anthony, calm down with the HR. But there's an opportunity to show up, just like when I heard somebody say recruiting makes HR look, what are we doing to change the image? Because if it was really that bad, we wouldn't be in it. We would not be in it. Can y'all put in the chat, rock the brand? I need y'all to put it in there. Rock the brand. Rock the brand. And
that's a whole t-shirt, you know that?
It is a whole rock even more specific, rock the HR raw brand. Okay. But you don't have to be nerdy with it or anything like that. It's just showing up. There's people who are proud of what they do, their professions, but we sit up here on lockdown because we feel like the only way that we could do HR is in our corporate spaces. And I have proven that you could do, well, wait a minute now. There's probably some stuff that I'm doing that I would not recommend you do while you W-2. But you can still show up, is what I am saying. I need more than one person rocking. Did they put that in there? Or they put 100?
It's rocking. It's in there. It's in there.
It's only Jasmine that say rock the brand.
It's Vernell said it, and
Vernell.
And Elizabeth.
Rock the brand.
They said it. Don't bully the people. Now they already think we bullied Anthony. Get him time to type.
Okay, yeah. I was excited. Okay, I was excited. That's what it was. Okay, go ahead. All right, I got it. You see, who gonna check me, boo? All 4 of these boxes. All right, that's what's gonna happen.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. You gotta have an accountability partner out here in these streets. we're going to drop the link one more time in the chat for all of the things that we're talking about. And just because this is ending, for those that are looking at this as a replay, reach out to us. We will revisit. Okay, I feel better now. Okay, I'm seeing the rock the brand going on here. But we wanted to make sure this was the type of conversation that we didn't want to have in the middle of the day when majority of you are at work, because this is really about you holding yourselves accountable to be able to show up differently. I challenge you. We challenge you to show up differently and lean into us to as it relates to being enabled to be able to do just that. I'm going to recap it again. If you are in career transition, you need to reach out to Asia Jordan of Essence Essence of Culture.
Essence of Culture Consulting.
Consult. I was missing the word. It's 9:00 at night, y'all. Give me grace. Okay. There are holidays and events in recognition of women in the workforce, women in our lives. Siobhan, go ahead and tell them about yourself again, just real quick.
Yes, celebrating women, real talk. And it's coming up March 8th. It's going to start, doors open at 10:45 and we'll start at 11. It's going to be a nice lunch meal and we're just going to have a good time.
And my partner, Nicole, CEO of HR Certified, and I attended the event last year, and oh my God, it was so awesome. I do believe in chivalry, but LaShawn, I need you to close us off. So I'm gonna go to Kai. Okay, I'm just saying I would normally come to you, but I need you to close up out. And guys, it is so exciting to launch Passion Roll. Right, I am now officially a serial entrepreneur, and in this new venture, I am partnering with Kai and leading Passion Roll, in which we are connecting entry-level talent comprehensively, non-traditional talent into the passion of the dreams. But we need your feedback. We need your help in order to be able to do it the right way. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second. Kai.
Yeah, just to your point, we do need y'all's involvement just to do things the right way so that we do have the data necessary to bring you the absolute best product. One thing I always tell Anthony is that I do not believe in mediocrity whatsoever. That's something.
Oh, wait a minute. None of us do. Okay, pause.
Go ahead.
None of. I just want to correct that as well, because none of us do. None. Is that correct, ladies?
That is correct.
Okay, go ahead.
I stand corrected. We do not believe in mediocrity, and that means that everything has to be done in excellence, especially being Black people. Even more so, I feel. Again, we have to set the stage, and with pastoral, just to Anthony's point, again, we're aiming to connect those non-traditional profiles to companies that they're passionate about and companies who are equally as passionate about the passion role.
Awesome. Thank you, Kai. And we need your help in order to do that. LaShawn, go ahead and say the last word.
I'll do the benediction for the service, Pastor.
Yes, thank you, Lord. Thank you.
I just want to listen. Thank you all for tuning in, chiming in, and staying with us tonight. We just want you to see that we're here for you. All of these plethora of resources are here for you as we work to redefine what our presence is in HR, as we work to rock the HR brand. I really, really hope to see you at one of these functions, whether it be the Unplugged Conference, whether it be the International Women's Day celebratory event at the Le Meridian, whatever it is. I want to see you there and show us that you support what we're doing. And look, we'll be back. We will be back, and everybody on this call you'll meet. If you, I done volunteered everybody at both events.
You have been drafted, Kai. You didn't. I don't know if you knew it or not, but
you're gonna meet.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. Say less.
And we're excited to meet you. So thank you guys for joining us, and thank you for tuning in. And Anthony, I'll pass it off to you to wrap us up.
Yeah, I look. We went a little bit over, but I think it was needed. The space
was
so
needed,
right?
Yeah.
In order to really talk about this, and this is kind of going to be the theme of events that we do, is how we rock the brand and how we enable ourselves.
That's the name of the series: Rock the Brand.
Rock the brand, okay? And I on this street. So have a great night, everyone. And we'll see you in the comments. We'll see you at the events, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Guys, have a good night.
Hey, wait a minute now. No, y'all stay. Okay. Everybody, have a great night.